This is a typical ruler in the US, 1 foot or 12 inches long. For you metric folks, that's about 30.5 centimeters. Except feet, inches, centimeters, they're all fairly arbitrary units of measure. But consider for a moment the light nanosecond. It's the distance light travels in 1 nanosecond, 1 billionth of a second. And you can see that distance is very close to a US foot, so switching to it would be a pretty minor change. It's also based on a universal constant, the speed of light, so it's not arbitrary like our typical length units. If the light nanosecond is fundamental, elegant, and so close to a unit we already use, why haven't we switched? Hey crazies, to understand why the light nanosecond isn't the perfect choice it seems to be, we need to delve a little deeper into how units are used. See, every measurement consists of 2 parts, a number and a unit. The unit gives the number meaning. If I said the width of this book is 19, that doesn't make any sense. 19 what? Bananas? Ants? Earths? How big is this book? It's 19 centimeters. That unit matters. That 19 means nothing without it. But I'm guessing that's not a huge surprise to most of you. I think we all agree that units are necessary. The question we're trying to answer here is, why are centimeters the right choice? Why can't we say this book is 0.63 light nanoseconds wide? It's because the usefulness of a unit is not in how fundamental it is, but how well it communicates. It's all about the vibes, baby. Now, I know science doesn't work on vibes, but scientists are people, and people work on vibes, especially when they talk to each other. Language is vibes. Each part of a measurement must pass its own vibe check. Otherwise, it's ineffective at communicating an idea, which is the whole point. So let's take a look at each part separately. A number with a good vibe falls into a kind of Goldilocks zone. If I said the width of this book was 190,000 microns, well, that number is way too big. Likewise, a width of 1/10,000th of a mile is too small. Using centimeters gives us a number of 19, which is much easier to grasp. We need to choose the best unit for the scale we're working on. Are you traveling across a country? Miles are the way to go. Working with bacteria? Microns are a decent choice. Astronomical distances? Maybe parsecs or something. Remember, it's a vibe. In my opinion, the ideal range for a number is between 1/2 and 5, but that's not always convenient. It's a good goal, but your number will probably settle outside of it. I mean, none of these examples fell in that range. So while 1/2 to 5 might be ideal, you can usually get away with anything from 0.1 to 999. It depends on the circumstances. You gotta feel out that vibe, yo. But units similar to the light nanosecond get used in astronomy all the time. The next star system over is 4.3 light years away. The sun is 8.3 light minutes away, and the moon is 1.3 light seconds away, all of which fit that vibe. So why can't we say this book is 0.63 light nanoseconds wide? It even falls within my ideal range for a number. The problem is that it doesn't pass the other vibe check. Humans do prefer mid-range numbers, but there's something else we want more: familiarity. Units aren't just definitions, they're part of a lived experience, they're part of history. The meter has been around for a couple hundred years. The foot? That's even older. Not only are people hardwired for these units, but we've manufactured countless measuring devices based on them. A new unit isn't going to catch on unless there's some cultural motivation for it. The meter wouldn't have happened without the French Revolution. Be Smart has a great video on that if you want to check it out later. But what matters here is that there's a bit of cultural inertia to units. While we'd like to get the number in that ideal range, we don't always have the freedom to. The light nanosecond might provide a fantastic number, but no one has any instincts about that unit. It's mathematically clear, but it doesn't connect with our imagination. It carries no meaning for most of us. What's most important is that we can communicate concepts to each other. Best practice says we should have a number that's comfortable for humans, and a unit that means something to humans. The best unit is the one people think with. And until next time, remember, it's okay to be a little crazy. What should I do, jazz hands? It's all about the vibes, baby.
I'm not sure about that one.
Gotta feel out that vibe, yo. Okay, I'm never comfortable filming. All right, this would be so much easier if I was a voiceover channel.
Yeah.
What do I do with my hands?